What's up, my freaks and peeps? Welcome to episode 74 of the Axis of Combat podcast, where we'll be discussing UFC 308, as well as a Matchroom boxing card headlined by Regis Prograis and Jack Catterall. I am one half of your host, Hugo the Boss, Hugo got next, and joined by my co-host.
It's your boy Ray Boogie Kahuna, Rayo from the AO. What it do, my brother?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. Wearing this, Tampa Bay fit, for the hurricane relief over there. Hopefully everything's all right with people in Florida. I got a hat that says Tampa Bay, Florida with a fish smoking a cigarette, which seems pretty appropriate for Florida. I don't know why.
It's very Tampa Bay.
But before we get into that business, you already know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe, follow Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
Everybody enjoying these visuals right now, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification button to stay up to date.
And for all of our audio listeners, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcast, you already know.
First fight on the card, at men's heavyweight, we have Kennedy, the African Savage Nzechukwu, going one-on-one with Chris Beast Boy Barnett. Nzechukwu, 12-5 overall, fighting out of Dallas, Texas, repping Nigeria, 32 years old. Chris Barnett, 23-8 overall, fighting out of Tampa, Florida, 38 years old.
Tampa Bay boys in the house.
Shout out to the Tampa Bay boys. Hopefully everybody in Tampa Bay is doing all right. This beginning of the card is not going to be doing all right. Again, we're starting off with another low-level heavyweight fight. This is Kennedy making his debut officially as a heavyweight. Previously been fighting at light heavyweight. Don't know if this move is going to be good for him long-term.
But short-term, I think it will be.
Short-term, particularly extremely short-term, it should be very well for him. Barnett was supposed to be, was originally scheduled to fight Tafa
on the previous card,
but because of the hurricane, he had to pull out. I think Nzechukwu should win this fight. What's funny is that Barnett actually has a better chance to win this fight, in my opinion, than
the Tafa fight.
The Tafa fight, because of Kennedy's chin. Just being completely honest, but Nzechukwu should win this fight. Should be KO round 1, KO round 2. I mean, it's the breakdown ain't that crazy. It's heavyweight. It's low level heavyweight. Nzechukwu needs to get his shit together, essentially. So
yeah, I'm with you. Nzechukwu has all the physical talent, all the physical ability, but he just hasn't really put it together. It could go all three just because it's a Kennedy Nzechukwu fight. He does not do what he's supposed to do. But this is a fight that he should be able to exploit Barnett on the grappling. He should also be able to exploit him on the feet too. Barnett's very nifty on the feet, but more with his kicks. He's got to kick upward to a guy who's 6'4", and I think Barnett is not even touching 6 feet. I mean, good luck with that, man.
He's a short king.
This is a tough fight for Barnett, and Jack was a big 205er, so it's not like he's an undersized 205er moving up. I think on short notice, Nzechukwu should get this done via round 1, round 2 knockout. If not sub as well, I think that would be there for him as well.
I mean, he's got no neck though.
That's true. Knockout.
Next fight on the card, at men's bantamweight, we have Said Nurmagomedov going one-on-one with Willie Cat, Daniel Santos. Said, 18-3 overall, fighting out of Russia, hailing from Russia, 32 years old. Willie Cat, 11-2 overall, fighting out of Brazil, hailing from Brazil, 29 years old. This fight's going to be a low-key banger. Two exciting guys, two guys who like to strike, two guys who like to do spinning shit. I would say Santos is probably the more aggressive of the two. He's probably going to be the one walking forward more in this fight. Nurmagomedov, I think he's more of the technical, or at least he's the more precise striker in my opinion. But I do favor Santos's gas tank in the long run. I think Santos's jiu-jitsu is pretty good, but Nurmagomedov's wrestling, and especially his front choke, like his front head choke, what do you call that shit?
Yeah, his front headlock series.
Yes, that's pretty solid. I'm going to be leaning Nurmagomedov here. I think this fight should be lined way closer because Santos could possibly steal this one late because of his cardio.
Yeah. But
Nurmagomedov's wrestling and his scramble ability, I got to lean towards Nurmagomedov to at least bank the first 2 rounds and hopefully don't get wrecked the third round. But give me Nurmagomedov for the win here.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think Said, the last loss he had, he won against the guy who just recently fought Jose Aldo.
Jonathan Martinez.
Martinez, yeah. I thought he won that fight, to be honest. That fight was very close. But I'm with you. The only thing that worries me about Said is his gas tank. All the points I agree with you on with the wrestling and the striking, I agree with you on. I'm 100% there with you, including the cardio issues. Santos can definitely exploit it late. I think at plus 200, considering this fight, and I agree with you there as well, should be lined a little more closely. I think Santos might be worth a dog shot. If not a dog shot, just third round or decision. If he can just put a pace on Saeed, that he can get him out of there late. But if you're asking me, I think Saeed banks the first 2 rounds, probably survives the third, or wins the first, loses the second, then steals the third. I think Saeed's just a better fighter. I don't know how, but just give me Saeed. I'll figure out that as the week goes on. I don't know if it's going to be ITD or by decision.
Next fight at men's middleweight, we have Bruno Blandito Silva going one-on-one with the returning Ismail Naurdiev. Silva, 23-11, fighting out of Brazil, hailing from Brazil, 35 years old. Naurdiev, 23-7, fighting out of Morocco, repping Morocco, 28 years old. I'll start on the Naurdiev side. This is his second stint in the UFC. First go, I think he debuted probably like around 22 years old. Went 2-2 overall. Last fight was against Sean Brady. Tends to have problems with people who can grapple into him, but he's actually not a bad grappler himself when he's initiating. Very good striker. I think he's good. I don't know why he got cut. I mean, it happened right before COVID. Maybe it was
travel restrictions. Yep,
a travel issue kind of thing. Also, he did go 2-2. He did lose to 2 guys who just wrestled him. Now he's back, going one-on-one with the aging Bruno Silva. But Bruno, I mean, listen, excellent striker. I think 90% of his wins are via KO. Probably not 90, but like probably in the upper 80s for sure.
A fair amount of them.
A fair amount of them are by KO. He's got a fucking chin. What was his last fight? It wasn't Shara Bullet. I know in the Shara Bullet fight, that was the first time I think I seen him shoot. I think his last fight was against Weidman.
It was against Weidman.
And Weidman ended up like just eye poking that man to fucking death and then taking the win.
Yeah, he hit him with the... what is it? Not the Billy Madison.
I don't know, hit him with the fucking Three Stooges, you know?
Yeah.
Just kept poking him in the fucking eyes.
What was the movie where he was a football player? Waterboy. He was the Waterboy. And he went like this to the guy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Because Bruno is probably not going to force any kind of grappling, whenever Ismail is in the fight and nobody's forcing the grappling on him, he goes to the grappling. I do expect him to probably take down Silva, maybe get some control rounds, control minutes. But give me Naurdiev for the win here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't trust Bruno ever.
Bruno's a banger, yo.
He thumps. I mean, the knockout he got against Brad Tavares too was a fluke. Because Brad wasn't out.
No, he wasn't.
He hit his back and
he put him on his ass though.
That was all that happened. He should be like 5 in a row losses. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like 3 right now. He should be like 4 or 5. With that said, I just think Ismail, has the better tools. I think he has the better gas tank. I think if you're not wrestling into him, he's gonna have his way with you a bit. Give me Ismail as well. Don't know how I'm gonna bet it, but the money line's good enough to bet anyway. So just give me Ismail.
Next fight on the card at men's bantamweight, we have Farid Ferocious Basharat, aka the better Basharat, going one-on-one with Victor Striker Hugo.
Terrible name.
Hey, I mean, it is what it is, right? I mean, he's a fighter, right? He was like, fuck it, I'm Striker.
Yeah, he also put adamantium in Wolverine's bones, right?
We got Basharat here, who is perfect. 12-0. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, but repping Afghanistan, 27 years old. Victor Striker Hugo, 25-4. Fighting out of Brazil, hailing from Brazil, 31 years old. Another fight that I think Basharat, I think he just might be a little too fast, a little too slick, and I think he has more tools overall. What makes this fight a little interesting, in my opinion, the Victor Hugo side. Victor, I think he's not a bad, his nickname is Striker. But I feel like he shines more on the ground.
Yeah, his grappling's legit.
It's one of those ironic nicknames. Like his name is Tiny, but he's a huge dude.
Yeah, pause.
His name is Striker, but he was before he got to the UFC was known for like his crazy ass leg locks and just his jiu-jitsu in general is like top tier. He's gonna be the stronger of the two guys physically. I don't know if Basharat's gonna have the easiest time taking this guy down. And Hugo, anything he throws when it comes to leg kicks, when it comes to just his boxing in general, he sits down on his fucking punches and he throws. I'm still gonna lean Basharat here. Basharat minus 450. unplayable. I do think he wins this fight, but this is another fight. You're going to hear me say this a lot. I think the lines should be closer because I don't think Victor Hugo's whack at all. He fucking thumps.
I agree.
Give me Basharat here, but I don't know how I'm going to play this one.
100%. I'm with you. For all the points you mentioned, I do think it's an intriguing fight just because of the ground game. And I mean, he won his Contender Series fight with a knee bar. And I'm not saying that the guy he fought in the Contender Series is Basharat, but Basharat looks to put his fights on the floor a lot more than that. So I just feel like with this guy's punching power, Basharat's a little questionable with the chin, a little bit. I'm not saying like a lot. He just hasn't really been tested.
Yes.
But when he did get tested, he did get touched, and you can see him visibly like react. So I just think Victor Hugo at plus 340 is a little insane. So for me, the ITD is the only way he wins. I don't think he wins a decision either. So give me Basharat by decision. Matter of fact, let me just give me Basharat. I don't know if it's by ITD or decision, but if you're gonna play Victor Hugo because he has a plus 500 ticket for ITD, it's a system play at this point. Give me that as like the kind of the live dog shot, but we'll see how it plays when we get close to the fight night.
Next fight on the card at men's lightweight, we have, oh man, his first name is crazy.
Myktybek
Orolbai going one-on-one with Rebecki, Mateusz Rebecki.
Great fight.
Excellent fight. Orolbai is 13-1-1, fighting out of Kyrgyzstan, repping Kyrgyzstan, 26 years old. I hope I said the country right. I think it's Kyrgyzstan. Rebecki, 19-2 overall, fighting out of Poland, repping Poland, 32 years old. This fight's going to be another banger of a fight. I like Rebecki early, and I like Orolbai late.
Yeah.
I mean, the long short of it, I think Orolbai is going to be my pick. Orolbai is just going to make Rebecki work. I mean, he's got a fucking chin. I think he's going to be able to withstand the storm. And Rebecki, as we've seen, if you push him or if he starts pushing a
Too
crazy
hard.
pace early, too fast, too hard, pause, he gets tired really quick.
Yeah.
Orolbai, gas tank. I mean, beat the shit out of Elvis Brenner. I think it was his last fight. Was it Brenner?
Yeah. People try to dispute that fight was close.
Nah.
Yeah. Stop.
Nah.
Yeah.
Debuted upper weight class against Euros Medic, who he just like
Handled.
took his best shots, by the way, and then just took him to the ground and just did what he wanted.
Yeah, listen, this is the battle of a guy who's built like a fire hydrant versus a guy who looked like he'd been thawed from ice from on top of a mammoth.
Wait, they thought the mammoth with him?
Baby, I don't know. I just know Rebecki's built like a fire hydrant. That's where I'm at.
And he's a beast, and he definitely could get to Orolbai early, but it's got to be early because
Orolbai's grappling. I mean, dude, there's video of him online handling Bilal Muhammad, the current champion with wrestling, which just says a lot because Bilal can wrestle.
Yeah,
and Bilal couldn't get positions on him in that grappling, like because he's a 55er and Bilal's a 70 pounder. So, dude, I think Orolbai's the goods. I think he gets this done probably by third round or decision. That's how I would say it. I don't think he's going to finish Rebecki, but who knows? Because if he gets Rebecki tied enough in the first, second round, that third round's going to look like a horror movie. You know what I'm saying? Like something bad's going to happen. So give me Orolbai. I don't know how I'm going to play it yet, but give me Orolbai for the win here.
Next fight on the card at men's light heavyweight, we have Ibo Aslan, the last Ottoman. I think I said that correctly.
You got it, yeah. Going
one-on-one with the debuting Raffael Cerqueira. I don't know how to say this guy's last name. Yeah. He's debuting. His nickname's the Lion. Rawr. Ibo, 13-1 overall. Fighting out of Turkey, repping Turkey, 28 years old. I'm just gonna call him Rafael, the Lion. Perfect. 11-0. Fighting out of Brazil, hailing from Brazil, 34 years old. I'm just going to be completely transparent on this fight. I tried to do some research on this Raffael guy, the Lion. I could only come across one YouTube video of a 3-minute fight that he had where he stopped the guy with body shots, leg kicks, body shots. He's a big guy. He kind of looks like he knows what he's fucking doing in there. There was one more video I found of him, and it was essentially like a 2-minute highlight package where he's body kicking the shit out of people. It looks like he's got some decent striking. I think in one of the clips, it looks like he's got some kind of takedowns. The knowledge I have on this man is very few, far between, limited, almost non-existent. If anything else pops up, I swear I'll update you guys on social media. I still want to kind of dig into this one a little more, at least on his side. On the Ebo side, we know what's going on in Ebo. Debuted against the Pleasure Man, the only guy to give him his only L. He was able to avenge his L and out-pleasure the Pleasure Man.
Oh, God.
He pleasured him. In the most unpleasurable way. I think it was like a 3rd round knockout. Ebo, he's a striker. From what I've seen, if I compare it to what I've seen, the 3 minutes of what I've seen from the other guy, it's not as clean, but he hits hard. He walks forward. Ebo kind of just leaves his chin out there a little bit too. I'm not too high on Ebo in general, but due to he's a tank of a man, he avenged his last loss. He is a little susceptible to people who can grapple him. That's why Turkey, the Pleasure Man, Turkali, was able to beat him the first time. Also, he gassed immediately in that first fight. I'm picking Ebo just because he's the guy who's got more UFC experience, technically. I think I want to pick Raffael. If he's got the grappling, if I could find any kind of footage of grappling, he's probably the side because it looks like he hits fucking hard and he might be the cleaner puncher of the two guys. But I got to go with what I know. And what I know is Ebo is the guy. I guess, whatever.
Yeah, I need a little more time for this because I, like you, could not find a lot of footage on this guy. This fight is lined as a pick'em, and if you're saying everything that you're saying regarding the striking acumen of him that you see, I want to take a second look at it because I might just play him on principle.
I mean, listen, just as a small caveat, they're not having this guy go through Contender Series. He literally just came straight over here.
And he's
undefeated. So I would think that he's not bad. I don't think the UFC is going to bring an undefeated guy to fight Ebo for Ebo to just run him over, I think, right? I think it's going to be a competitive fight. I'm assuming they like this guy so much that they were like, fuck it, you don't have to do the Contender Series. We're not going to waste any time. We just throw you, straight into the main roster. So
Correct. That's why I'm like, UFC narratives here, I'm almost tempted to play him, but I'm not going to advise that because it's not responsible betting. When you responsibly bet, you make decisions based on matters that you can actually peer review and judge. And this is one of those fights where I cannot do that. So, but I'm going to lean Ebo, but don't be surprised if later in the week I wind up playing the line. Give me Ebo, though.
Next fight on the card at men's middleweight, we have Abus Magomedov going one-on-one with the Hulk, Bruno Ferreira. Magomedov, 26-6-1, fighting out of Germany, hailing from Germany, 34 years old. Bruno the Hulk Ferreira, 12-1 overall, fighting out of Brazil, hailing from Brazil, 31 years old. This is going to be a banger of a fight. I mean, both these guys, especially the Bruno Ferreira side. I mean, that guy's kill or be killed. I mean,
correct.
He's only got one loss, and it was
he got murked
via knockout, and I think that was against Nursultan.
Yeah,
right?
Big dude.
Caught his kick, hit him right down the kisser. Bam. Laid him out. But listen,
my man Buckley handled that shit light. New
Mansa show him how it's done.
Yeah,
this is how you handle a Nursultan.
Stop sleeping on Buckley, man. Ladies and gentlemen,
they need to stop sleeping on Buckley.
Straight up.
That being said, I think I'm gonna lean Abus here as the pick. Now, let me explain my thought process here. It's not with the most confidence. Magomedov is gonna have the wrestling edge, in my opinion here. I do worry about his cardio because he can fall off a cliff. He did it against Sean Strickland. The Caio Borralho fight, I think what gave Magomedov fits in that particular fight was Caio was doing a very good job doing a lot of switch dancing.
Correct.
So he couldn't get a read on how to get in on him, and it also interrupted his striking. Bruno Ferreira is very good at switch dancing. Very good.
Bruno can also wrestle.
Bruno also hits harder than I think anybody he's fought so far.
It's like you're talking yourself off of a boost.
I like Bruno I think Bruno's a dog, right? I love Bruno as a dog here. My only issue is that I do think if Magomedov is able to get to the wrestling, he can't control him because I do favor Magomedov's wrestling over Bruno's jiu-jitsu.
I agree.
Give me a boost because if the game plan goes according to plan, he should win this fight with the grappling, but I do like Ferreira to wreak some havoc as a live dog here. What about you?
Yeah, I'm a little more inclined to bet Ferreira here. And I'm inclined to bet Ferreira just because I don't trust Abus's gas tank. I think Abus is the more creative striker. I also think he might be the better wrestler here. I think Ferreira hits harder. I think Ferreira has a little bit of a better gas tank. And I think Ferreira has just better boxing and more placement of getting his shots from A to B. This fight I might not bet just because there are a lot of variables to this fight.
You know what bet I do like? And I need to see the odds on it. Fight starts round 2.
Yeah, I like that bet.
I think round 2 is like, if you know, it's because it's hard to pick a side here, in my opinion.
This fight can go so many ways.
But I think if it's plus money, fight starts round 2, I think is a decent bet.
And since it is like that too, it's so many ways, I think it's dog or pass, which is why I'm Bruno here. I might be wrong, but I'm gonna be honest. Abus, I think we already kind of know what he is. He's got 32 fights, 33 fights, and he kind of has the same problems in every fight. Until he shores up that gas tank, it's hard to trust a guy who you know can't get past round 1 against a puncher like this guy. This guy cleaned out Gregory Rodriguez with one shot, and like no one does that to RoboCop, dude.
No,
you know what I'm saying? So give me Bruno as a live dog here, but you know what I do know about this fight.
People gonna bleed. It's gonna get cut open, and somebody might die.
Violence is highly probable. Give me Bruno as a dog though.
Next fight on the card at men's welterweight, we have Hands of Steel, Geoff Neal, going 1-on-1 with Rafael dos Anjos. I was gonna say Dos Santos.
I thought you were gonna say Dos Nachos, like Kobe Covington says.
And I ain't trying to disrespect the legend here.
Yeah, he be ODing on him, bro. I feel like it's racist too to say that, but you know.
I mean,
not from us, because now we didn't say it. It's just the way Kobe does it.
Well, Kobe's an asshole, first of all. Second of all, he definitely means it maliciously. I don't know if he means it in a racist kind of way. It doesn't even fucking fit because he's Brazilian. He's not Spanish. Yeah. He's not Hispanic at all. So he just wanted something to rhyme with the end of his last name, I guess. So.
Rafael dos Nachos.
And like, he was probably hungry that day. And he was like, I'm calling them fucking nachos. Anyway, stop ducking, Kobe.
You're not wrong.
Geoff Neal, 15-6 overall, fighting out of Dallas, Texas, 34 years old. Rafael dos Anjos, the legend, 32-16, fighting out of Brazil, hailing from Brazil, 40 years old. It's a 3-round fight. I'm leaning Geoff Neal here. Couple reasons. I mean, Rafael's always been kind of an undersized middle welterweight, right? Welterweight, middleweight, 170. I always get them shits.
He's a 55er.
He's a 55. He's technically a tweener. That being said, yeah, I think Geoff Neal, dude, fucking monster.
Good takedown defense, good boxing.
Good takedown defense, excellent boxing. Only one to really take Shavkat to the brink. He rocked Shavkat in that 3rd round. That fight was kind of sick, rewatching that shit back.
Yeah, you know it's crazy? A lot of people thought he was going to get run over in that fight. I think we were one of the few podcasts that...
No, he was a live dog, man.
Yeah, we took him.
Yeah.
We took him because I was like, dude, there's no way. And being frank, he beat Ian Gary. If you watch that fight back, he beat him.
Yeah, Ian Gary, that fight was also annoying to watch back because Ian Gary literally just avoided the fight, essentially.
Yeah.
He just side-skirted him the whole fight. And
Didn't really throw.
Try to fight him at distance.
A lot of lateral attacks, but like nothing was really as damaging as what Geoff was landing on him.
And I do like Geoff Neal's adjustment. He was like, well, fuck, if this guy's just going to keep running, he just kept pushing him against the cage, just trying to slow him down, you know? Correct. I wish Geoff Neal threw some more leg kicks. That probably would complement this game a lot more, but in this particular fight, I'll say this one thing about Dos Anjos. This is probably the most decorated jiu-jitsu guy Neal has fought. I think outside of Luque. But Luque, you know, he don't really... He
doesn't go to his grappling.
His jiu-jitsu secondary.
Yeah.
You know? So I think from that perspective, this fight is a little interesting because I can see Rafael, like cage pushing, trying to get to Geoff Neal's back, his legs, just grabbing a hold of him, pushing him, and then using the jiu-jitsu. Because if this fight stays standing, not that Rafael's stand-up is bad, Geoff Neal's just so much slicker.
Shavkat had a hard time getting this guy to the floor, man.
Yeah, Shavkat. Shavkat had to fucking submit this guy standing up.
Yeah,
he couldn't take him down. So he had to he made up a fucking new submission that I never seen before and tapped him standing.
It was like an inverted. Not inverted, like
it was like a neck crank, but like he kind of
it was like a bulldog choke. Yeah, but it was weird.
He also used his left leg and kind of like pinned him against the cage while he was holding him. It was
nasty. It was nasty.
It was wicked. Give me Geoff Neal here. I think he does win this fight. If you like the Dos Anjos side,
I don't hate you for playing a dog shot in this line.
I don't know if he wins a decision, but I think Dos Anjos sub. I don't think that's that bad of a shot. But I think Geoff Neal wins this 3rd round or decision.
Agreed. Agreed.
Next fight on the card at men's middleweight, we have Magomedov going one-on-one with Superman, Arman Petrosyan. And that's bars. Magomedov, 14-0, perfect. Fighting out of Russia, hailing from Russia, 30 years old. Arman Petrosyan, 8-3 overall, fighting out of Armenia, hailing from Armenia, 33 years old. I don't know if I'm fucking crazy or not. I think Petrosyan beats the shit out of Magomedov here, but I think he wins this fight. I know they got him as the dog here. How would you line this fight?
Close to a pick'em.
Who would you lean the favorite?
Probably Petrosyan just off a UFC experience.
Why is Magomedov the favorite here?
I don't know. And
he's like minus 150, right? He's sitting around 150, I think.
Dude, he's at minus 190 right now.
Why?
No, he's at minus Shara. Oh no, he's at minus 160. Yeah,
I don't understand why he's such a big favorite when he doesn't pose any kind of wrestling threat, which is mostly how Petrosyan lost all his fights. It's with grappling, right?
Yeah, I mean, dude, and the guys, he's fought better strikers. Like, if you ask me, I think Leroy Duncan's a better striker, and he beat that guy.
I'm just confused because
I think Duncan does better shit.
And I know people, for some reason, give Petrosyan shit about the Gregory Rodriguez fight. He beat Gregory Rodriguez, in my opinion, in that fight.
He did.
Gregory won the third round.
But I don't think he won the overall
I don't think he won the fight.
I agree.
I thought Petrosyan won that fight, took Gregory's best shots. He lost the Caio fight, but that's because Caio grappled.
Correct. And mixed in the grappling. Did a good job with like his entries and just shooting the double from far out. It was a good fight from Caio. High fight IQ fight from him.
His Christian Leroy Duncan fight was very good.
Yeah, Duncan fought like an idiot in that fight, to be frank, but
Duncan did fight like an idiot. I was even going to chalk it up to like debut jitters, but this was Duncan's second fight in the UFC.
Oh, that's true.
The Rodolfo Vieira fight, and again, another guy who took him down and just never let him get back up. And Shara, listen, nothing against him. He's a very good kickboxer. I know he's doing the whole Hollywood thing now. I know he's a little unique because he's a one-eyed, UFC fighter. Very dynamic, hits hard. He's very fast, light on his feet.
Dude fights over there because they won't sanction him over here because of his eye.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Debuted against Bruno Silva. Bruno Silva, gave him work.
He did.
And Bruno Silva was also able to take him down. This man cannot defend a takedown.
No.
Went life and death with fucking Tricoli, who ended up cutting weight like 3 times before he ended up fighting him.
Yeah, it took the fight like on 2 days' notice, by the way.
Also, Tricoli had him fucking dead to rights in the second round until Shara
egregiously grabbed the
Oh
fence.
my God.
It was one of the worst fence grabs I've ever seen in my life.
No point.
Then he didn't give him the position.
No, didn't give him the position. And then third round, literally the standing corpse of Tricoli was just standing there like a heavy bag. Shara finally got the finish that people wanted him to get. I think Arman is fucking live. I like Arman in this fight. I'm taking him as a dog.
Agreed.
The only thing I'm afraid of is that if this fight goes to decision, that Arman might get fucked.
Yeah.
Because they're in Abu Dhabi.
I'm with you. If you're asking me, I like Petrosyan in this fight.
I love Petrosyan here. I thought the line should have been flipped. Also, Petrosyan has shown the ability to grapple and would shoot. He will shoot.
I love the energy right now from you.
Dude, I was watching tape and I was like, I can't believe what the fuck I'm watching here. Like, Shara can't defend a fucking takedown. Petrosyan has shown the ability to shoot and mix it in. He shot on fucking Christian Leroy Duncan.
Yep.
Why the fuck is this man not a favorite? Is it? I don't.
Yeah,
the thing is, I want to put like fucking 5 units on this guy, seriously, but
he's too low volume for me to do that.
It's not even just low volume. I'm just afraid if it goes to decision, he's gonna get fucked.
Yeah,
that's all. That's really what is really pulling me back from this fight. Because I don't think anybody's gonna finish anybody here.
And if he was able to take down Christian Leroy Duncan, it's impressive for a couple of reasons. Because Duncan is very good at getting back up. Shara is not, to be frank with you. Unless he's worked on that part of his game, I don't see it. I think this is a Petrosyan spot all day. I don't know if I'm going to put 5 units, but I definitely will put 1.
Also, I just think Magomedov's got to show me. I'm just not impressed with him so far.
Yeah, he's ass.
I don't want to say he's ass, but like he's just not like...
He's ass. He's not a complete fighter, bro. I'm sorry.
He's not. Petrosyan's more complete in my opinion.
This dude is a fade waiting to happen. I think this is a fight that has high probability of him getting faded, so I'm with you.
I'm just hella passionate about this one because I just watched the tape and I was like, I gotta put money on Petrosyan. I am. I'm principled. Yeah. Letting you know right now. As long as he's a fucking dog.
He's getting money.
He could be plus 105, plus 115, plus 200.
I'm playing him.
He's plus 100. I'm playing him.
Yeah.
That's my side. I'm picking him. That's all I got.
And we're playing him. Yeah, man, same thing here. We can move on to the next fight because we covered that one pretty thoroughly.
Next fight on the card at men's light heavyweight, we have the returning Magomed Ankalaev going one-on-one with the Rockets, Alexander Rakic. Ankalaev, 19-1-1, Fighting out of Russia, hailing from Russia, 32 years old. Rakic, 14-4. Fighting out of Austria, repping Serbia, 32 years old. I'm a little conflicted on this one.
I'm all over this one.
I know you are. I'm gonna pick Ankalaev to win, right? It's a 3-round fight. If he gets Rakic down, he's gonna control him. My issue with Ankalaev is a couple things. One, he likes to strike first. He's a striker at heart first, I feel like. The wrestling and the grappling is secondary to him.
Have you seen the line on this fight?
Oh no, I've seen the line. I'm gonna get there. That being said, I do like Rakic as a dog. 100%. Rakic is going to be the bigger and longer guy in this fight. He's going to be the faster guy in this fight.
Rakic could fight a heavyweight if he wanted to. Comfortably.
Rakic, listen, not the most exciting fighter either.
Outside of his last fight. But I mean, that's probably more because of jury. Speaking of that jury fight, I had some money on Rakic, and all that man needed to do was fucking wrestle. You should just tell him.
That's all he needed to do. I was losing my fucking mind in that fight.
He hit Jerry with a straight right hand, and Jerry just smiled at him. I'm like, oh shit. We knew it was downhill after that.
Oh.
Because the Rakic did not proceed to shoot on him after. I'm like, bro, don't stand with this guy, bro. Because if you don't kill him, he's just going to run you over with volume. Like,
brother, listen.
And Rakic can wrestle. Like, he's a very good wrestler.
Yes,
at this weight class. It's fucking insane.
But he's almost like Ankalaev, where he'd rather strike first. So this fight is a little weird. I do think Ankalaev will go to the wrestling first.
I think he needs to.
Rakic, he has half the game plan, right? Go to the leg kicks.
He does that in every fight.
Ankalaev doesn't like him. I think whoever's able to establish their leg kicks first and whoever's able to get to the grappling first is going to win this fight. I think Rakic is the better striker overall. Ankalaev, he's not that bad of a striker, but he's a little more of a plotter, a little heavier on the feet, little walk forward instead of like Rakic, where Rakic is a little bouncy, a little light on the feet. And all Rakic needs to do in this fight is not wrestle. Give me Ankalaev to win this in a 3-round fight, but I'm getting around to a Rakic play. What do you got?
I don't need to get around to a Rakic play. I'm already there. I'm not gonna let the sins of the father being the last fight, drawn out to the sins of the son, which is this fight. I understand people's reluctancy to play Rakic. I think this guy is probably the only guy that's gonna beat outside of Ankalaev that's gonna beat Pereira in this division, and there's a couple of reasons. I think he has massive wrestling upside. He's huge. He's huge for the division. Pereira, I'm hoping if he does get the opportunity to fight Pereira, that he just immediately goes to the wrestling, even though he, like every other light heavyweight in this division, they're like, yeah, I intend to strike with Pereira. All right, we'll see how that goes. Now, to all my brother's points, because he made a lot of good points. He only has 2 losses in the UFC. Once to Jerry, who's an excessively big light heavyweight. He was winning that fight until he wasn't, to be frank. He won the first round, then got pummeled with volume in the second. I think he just underestimated Jerry's ability to take a shot and Jerry's ability to just endure and just give it back to you. His other losses against Volkan Ozdemir, and I thought that fight was a little fluky because I thought he won that fight.
I thought he won that fight as well.
I thought he won that fight.
On the rewatch, yeah.
He won that fight.
Ozdemir didn't win that fight.
Yeah. With that said, and now we're going to go on to even the nitty gritty of this. UFC narratives. They didn't give Ankalaev a shot against Perez last fight. They gave it to the number 8 ranked guy in Khalil Roundtree. I think Rakic is the toughest style matchup for Ankalaev in this division. By far. Because with Jerry, he'll wrestle Jerry immediately. Because Jerry's just going to put it on him. He's just going to go to the byline, get him down. Rakic knows how to manage space. Rakic doesn't overextend on his punches. Rakic understands distance better than probably most of the guys in this division. Rakic is bigger. Rakic, I think, can probably take him down. And Rakic is going to go to his legs, which is a weak spot for Ankalaev. If Ankalaev can get past this guy, I mean, Lord, sky's the limit. I think he should get whatever he wants. But if you're asking me, I feel like this is a lose-lose for Ankalaev unless he gets it finished. Because this fight can be very boring. If it's boring, the UFC is going to use as another reason to not give Ankalaev the title shot. If it goes to decision, Ankalaev doesn't finish his opponents, give Pereira number 10 ranked opponent. It's a lose-lose for him. And I respect him for taking this fight. But this at this line, Rakic is plus 300. In what world is he plus 300 in this fight? And I'm looking at this line. I was expecting this line to be maybe minus 180, some plus 150, plus 160. No, it's plus 300, which, fuck that. Even at plus 160, I would have taken Rakic because I think he has the tools to beat this guy. And I think this is like an overcorrection from Vegas because of the last Jiri fight. I really do. And then people are like, well, if Ankalaev fought Jiri, it'd be different. Bro, it's a different style matchup. It just is. Styles make matchups. And just because one guy has your number or beats you doesn't mean that the next guy is going to be. And that's where I'm at with this fight. I think at plus 300, you damn right, I'm going to take Rakic in this fight. No questions asked. Tough style matchup for Ankalaev. Don't know if Ankalaev is going to be effectively wrestle him. And I don't know if he's going to be able to out leg kick him. I think Rakic is going to land leg kicks at will against the smaller opponent. Give me Rakic here, man. I'll say by decision, but yeah, I'll say by decision. Let's go there too. But the money line is beautiful, so.
Next fight on the card at men's featherweight, we have Lerone the Miracle Murphy going one-on-one with 50K Dan Ige. Murphy, 14-0-1, so technically perfect. Fighting out of England, hailing from England, 33 years old. Damn, I didn't realize Lerone was that old. Dan Ige, 50K Ige, 16-8. Fighting out of Hawaii, 33 years old.
Great fight.
Banger of a fight. Another chess match of a fight. Should be probably lined a little closer. I am going to lean Lerone for the win here. And I'm only leaning Lerone because of the wrestling. I think, first of all, I think whoever does implement the wrestling here first is gonna win this fight. Ige historically has struggled against wrestlers. Good takedown defense, but it's not all about the takedown sometimes. Sometimes it's about the cage push. Sometimes it's just about the control. You're taking away Ige's main weapons, which is, his left and his right. If this fight stays standing, I kind of like Ige a bit. I don't think Ige's the worst dog. I think his jiu-jitsu is solid. He's not going to get submitted here. I don't think Lerone is going to go for any submissions anyway. Lerone, not the best takedown defense, can be taken down as well. But I don't really think that's Ige's game. He'll mix it in, but Ige he prefers to stand up. So give me Lerone here. Close fight. Probably goes the distance. I like decision. Maybe even split decision.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think Lerone by decision, and here's why. I know you're not too high in his striking. I think he's very good with the striking.
I like his wrestling a little more.
Yeah, I get that. I just don't. I think he's going to have a hard time taking Ige down. I have a feeling. And the reason being is because Ige was able to stuff Bryce Mitchell for good parts of that fight. And Mitchell is he's very strong from certain positions, and Ige was able to manage him. Lerone, very good striker, very good from the outside, in my opinion. He's the easy one that's very easy to take down. And I feel like if Ige wants to exploit that route, he definitely can, especially in some of the exchanges with the striking. I think Ige's a live dog here, but I'm not sure particularly if I want to play it, just because I do like Lerone Murphy. Dude, I mean, this guy, once again, I say it every podcast, he should walk out to many men every time he comes out to the octagon because he got shot in the face. And he doesn't like to talk about it. I'll tell you, real G's moving sounds like lasagna. That's all I got to say.
Bars.
So I just think Lerone's going to be bigger, faster, younger. I think he's the more precise striker. He was able to land some pretty significant damage on Edson, even though Edson was able to dish it back. I expect this fight to be a fucking war, to be frank. But Ige, I'm going to lean Lerone, but I don't hate Ige as a dog here just because of the punching power, his defensive wrestling, and his jiu-jitsu. If Lerone decides to wrestle him and can't really keep him down, which he kind of doesn't, it's going to be a real interesting fight. Give me Lerone Murphy as the lean. I'll see if I'm going to play Dan later in the week. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where I'm at with this fight. It's a great fight, so we'll see how it goes, though. Lerone, though, for the lean.
Next fight, the co-main event at middleweight. We have Robert the Reaper Whittaker going one-on-one with Boris Khamzat Chimaev. Whittaker, 26-7 overall. Fighting out of Australia, hailing from Australia, 33 years old. Chimaev, perfect, 13-0. Fighting out of Dubai, I guess he moved. Repping the United Arab Emirates. Yeah, he definitely moved. 30 years old. Banger of a fight. Chimaev early, Whittaker late. essentially. But for a side, damn, what do you got? I don't know how I want to approach this fight.
Well, there's a couple of ways to approach this fight, in my opinion. I think.
Well, who's the side?
It's Rob, in my opinion.
Okay.
But if you want to play both sides, you play Chimaev early, first round and a half, and then Rob late for a couple of reasons. Chimaev might be the best first round fight I've ever seen. I'll go that far. Him and Conor McGregor are like the best first round fighters I've ever seen. They're so dangerous in the first round. Conor with his striking, Chimaev with his wrestling and his grappling. Do I think he's going to be able to get Rob down? It's a good question.
I think he will. First round? Yes.
I think he will. And
it won't even just be with technique. I think it would just be like with fucking just straight manpower.
Yeah.
Just straight physicality. He's going to get him down.
The thing is, I will say, I don't know if he's going to be able to hold Rob down. And I don't think he's going to be able to hold Rob down because Yoel Romero, even though Yoel is not the best grappler, he was not able to get Rob out of those positions when he was approaching his takedowns. And Yoel is probably the best wrestler that's ever come out of this division. Most established, one of the best wrestlers of all time in the Olympics. I think Chimaev is probably going to be able to mix in the wrestling with the grappling to get Rob down. With that said, I just don't feel like after round maybe 1.5, halfway into the second round, Chimaev's going to be able to keep up the pace that he normally keeps. And then I think over the course of the next 3.5 rounds, Rob's going to beat the fuck out of him. That's literally how I think this fight's going to go. I wish I could depend on Chimaev to reel it back a little bit. It's just we haven't seen it. You could say, okay, is Chimaev going to catch him with a big shot early? It's possible, but Rob, very good in and out movement. The better striker here, to be frank. Chimaev's more of a plotter and throws good combinations with his hands, but he has to find Rob first. And even Izzy had issues finding Rob at a lot of points of their fights. This is a fight where Chimaev is going to show us one or two things. He's ready for the title shot, or he's just a failed product that the UFC invested in. If this is a 3-round fight with Rob, I'd favor him. This is a 5-round fight with Rob. If there was a 5-round fight with Kamaru, who's a welterweight that did not pack on the size to fight at this weight class, Kamaru got taken down, but if that fight was 5 rounds, Kamaru would have buried him. So you're telling me you're giving me a much bigger welterweight who's been in this weight class for years, has some of the best weight takedown defense in this weight class. This is, for me, clear and obvious. I think it's Chimaev rounds 1 and 2, and then Rob 3rd to 4th, even second, 3rd, 4th, 5th round stoppage. I don't see Chimaev being able to take Rob's blitzes for 3-4 rounds. I just don't see it. Unless Rob gets so tired from the grappling exchanges that he's going to be more susceptible to getting clipped by Chimaev. But what fight have you seen Rob Whittaker get gassed in? With that said, I think Chimaev early, Rob Whittaker late. That's how I'm playing this. And if you're asking me for my lean entirely for the fight, it's Rob. I think Rob is going to get it done. I think Rob is going to get another title crack at Dricus, and that's where I stand with this fight.
Next fight on the card, and has currently constituted the main event of the evening at men's featherweight for the UFC Featherweight Championship. We have the champion, El Matador, Ilia Topuria, going 1-on-1 with the BMF champ, Hawaii's own, blessed Max Holloway. Topuria, perfect, 15-0, fighting out of Georgia. Actually, fighting out of Spain. Repping Georgia. I mean, Conor McGregor has some shit to say about that, but 27 years old. Max blessed Holloway, 26-7. The challenger, fighting out of Hawaii, 32 years old. Sick fight. Banger of a fight. This fight took way too fucking long to make.
One of the toughest fights to call this year.
It is. That being said, I'm taking a dog shot on Max. I mean, okay, for pure pick, I think Topuria is probably going to win this fight, only because like there's just so much momentum. The guy's, in my opinion, probably more of a complete fighter. But fucking Max is a legend, extraordinary takedown defense, extraordinary striker in his own right.
Extraordinary chin too.
Topuria's probably got the better striking defense, but Holloway's got a fucking legendary chin. It's still holding up. It's there till it's not there. Is this the fight? It fades? That'd be unfortunate.
Max might have to walk through a ton of damage to win this fight. And,
Yes.
and that's what scares me.
I think Topuria is going to come in with the game plan of he's going to throw a lot of leg kicks. It's probably going to be something similar to what
Volkanovski did.
Volkanovski kind of implemented. He is going to be the smaller guy in this fight. Max, though, I mean, he's learned a lot since that Volkanovski trilogy. Also moved up in weight class.
And looks better. He looks better,
And
dude.
he just looks like he's found almost like a second
career,
like, and he's fucking Max, like, it's easy to root for. Topuria, I mean, I love the villain arc that he's on, but he is a bit of an asshole. Personality wise, I mean, I love it.
We love it because we understand that Spanish macho bullshit.
Oh yeah.
And I think people in the UFC, I know he's learning how to speak better English now, but he is so fucking marketable. And and the thing is, I know people were saying that he kind of stole some of the Conor stuff. I think that's just Conor meat writing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's a bit,
Like, everyone in history said that joke before Conor. And then now it's like, oh, well, Conor said, no,
nah,
stop, no, not sold. You ever been to New York, buddy? Everyone in New York has said that joke. But regardless, go ahead, bro, keep going.
No, I mean, that's pretty much the long. Well, I mean, that was the long short of it. The short of it is essentially, I think Topuria is probably going to win this fight. I don't know how this fight's going to play out. I feel like I want to say this fight doesn't go to distance against Max. I mean, it's just hard to finish this man. So if Topuria finishes this man, feather in his cap. But I do think Max is definitely a live dog, especially sitting around +2, right? Or
Correct.
+250. I don't know where he's at right now, but Topuria is the side, Max is the play for me.
Yeah, I think him sitting at anywhere +215 is a travesty.
Yeah, 2-1 dog. I mean,
it's fucking crazy. And there's a couple of reasons for that. Topuria, the bigger puncher, I think he might have the better footwork, the better wrestler, probably the better grappler. And the thing is, though, that's all kind of subjective because no one's really tested Max. This guy's takedown defense is exceptional. He has a couple of finishes via choke. And he almost got the Korean zombie out of there with a Darce choke too. Max's second, if Max was fighting Topuria after the third Volkanovski fight, this would be a Max bet on Topuria. I think Topuria would fuck him up, to be frank with you. I think he'd land big shots on him and put some real damage on Max. Since the Volkanovski fight, the Arnold Allen fight was the first light of what I saw from Max. His understanding of boxing defense and his defensive responsibility while landing damage, as well as implementing his new kicking game, which you see in the Arnold Allen fight, you see it in the Korean zombie fight, and then you've seen it in the Gaethje fight where he landed the spinning back kick on Gaethje's face, and it literally changed the dynamic of the fight. I'm not saying he's gonna land on Topuria like that. But if he caught Topuria with a head kick, would it surprise you? And this is the same Topuria who got head kicked by Jai Herbert. He is not Max Holloway. The only difference between Jai Herbert and Max Holloway is that Jai can hit pretty fucking hard.
He's what's his nickname?
The Black Country Banger.
Black Country Banger. He's a banger.
Yeah,
from the Black Country.
He cracks.
Yeah.
With that said, I just feel like this fight, for a lot of reasons, it has to be dog or pass. Are you willing to play Topuria at -200 against this version of Max Holloway? No, I'm not. And I feel like it's got to be Max. And the other defining factor that no one's talking about, if Max just decides to make this a dogfight and Topuria can't clean him out, we've seen him gas late. So it's like if Max can put a pace on him that he can't keep up with, and Topuria can't dispatch of him, it's gonna be real tough times for Topuria in rounds 4 and 5. Topuria, I would give as the lean because I think people are just underestimating how good this fucking guy is. His ability to corral people into corners with his footwork, mixed with a combination of his punching power and his boxing acumen, I think are just being vastly overlooked. Volkanovski overlooked him. Jai Herbert overlooked him. Bryce Mitchell overlooked him. Josh Emmett overlooked him. And they all paid the price for it. They got an ass whooping or they got stopped. He was the only guy that wanted to fight the leg locker, Ryan Hall. Mm-hmm. And he fucking smashed his face into pieces. Gilbert Burns has been saying that Topuria has been dropping people in the gym with the big boxing gloves too, which is why I'm going to lean Topuria. With that said, I just feel like this line is a little out of control, considering how Max has looked his last 3 fights. And it's not the same guy that fought Volkanovski 3 times. And then, by the way, I thought he beat Volkanovski the second time. I stand on that shit. Max has found a second wind, and this second wind might make him one of the few guys that's able to regain a title that he lost, which is very rare to do in this sport. Give me Topuria as the lean, but Max Holloway is sure as fuck a live dog in this fight. And I most likely will be making a play on him at, it's like a +215 right now. Are you kidding me? In what world is he a 2-1 dog in this fight? Give me Topuria. Max Holloway, definitely a live dog shot.
And that does it for the UFC in Abu Dhabi. We're going to now move over to the match room where it is headlined by Jack Catterall, right? Catterall, going one-on-one with Regis Prograis. My brother, take it away.
Yeah, so we got Jack Catterall and Regis Prograis this weekend. Jack Catterall only loss was to Josh Taylor, a guy that both Regis and him have lost to. In differential to Regis Prograis, Jack Catterall was able to avenge that loss. His last fight was able to drop Josh Taylor as well. Jack Catterall, and my brother can attest to this, sneaky power, low-key.
He does.
Very good boxer. Very good with the jab. Very good at keeping you on the outside. Regis Prograis coming off the Devin Haney loss, I feel that he kind of got very exposed in that fight off the jab. I know Regis has been working on his fundamentals. I would like to do a little more digging to see how he's talking this week, what his training regimen is, what it's been like, because he definitely has the clear power edge in this fight. And if he tightens up on his fundamentals, he can land on Catterall 100%. With that said, and it's nothing against Regis because I love him. I think I love his style. I like his personality. Yeah. I think he's good. With that said, I feel like this is a lot. And I feel like to make those improvements between a fight like Devin Haney to Jack Catterall having less of a lack of defensive deficiencies relative to Haney, I feel like this is going to be a little bit too much for Regis. I think Jack's probably going to win this fight by decision. But what I really like in this fight is the knockdowns. I think Jack has the capability of knocking Regis down. I think Regis has the capability of knocking him down. So if there's like a good line on the over knockdowns for at least one, I'll play it. For two, it's a little ballsy, but I don't hate it either.
I don't hate it either, no.
I don't hate it. Because Catterall, and my brother's point, and he's probably going to agree with me here because we literally were just talking about it before the cast.
I agree with you here.
His ability to change angles and knock you down with the sharpness of his punches is very impressive. Like, he's very good. I think he has sneaky power because he hurt Linares, who's historically pretty durable, off of an angle shot that didn't look like it landed cleanly either. Give me Jack Catterall. Give me him by decision. Sorry, Regis. I love you, man. I think there's a lot too much. And I feel like if you were a little younger and making some of these adjustments, I trust that those adjustments are going to be implemented. You're a little older now. I feel for you, brother. I think this is a tough fight for you. And you were asking for this fight. Now, I think you got fucking huge balls because I think Jack Catterall is one of the most slept on guys in this division. I got to lean Catterall, though, just from a technical boxing application. But I love the knockdowns in this fight. I think that's the way to play this fight outside of the Catterall decision.
And that's what we got, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we broke down some UFC. We broke down some fisticuffs, some sweet science. But you know what? It is what it is at the end of the day. Y'all know what it is. Let's go home. Let's take it away, my brother.
You already know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe, follow Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
Everybody enjoying these visuals right now. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It helps the algorithm. We want to engage. Show some fucking love.
And for all of our audio listeners, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcast, you already know. Love you guys. See you guys next week for episode 75. Hope you guys enjoyed episode 74. Prayers up to Tampa Bay, Florida again, and everyone that, was going through that crazy Hurricane Milton thing, man. We feel for you guys up here. I have some friends down there, which is why I'm definitely going out of my way to really push out this podcast and bring some more awareness to the situation because there was a lot of damage due to the hurricane. We love you guys. We hope you guys are all good down there. We love you guys, the viewers. Love you guys for all your support. Help us out. Give us a subscribe. We're one away from 100. Milestone, baby.
Just one.
Love you guys. Holla at you guys. See you next week. Prayers up again, Florida. Holla at you. Peace out.